So here we are. I know this is the first. Thank you, by the way, for dropping in the middle of the afternoon to do this. But I got an email over the weekend, and I've been really concerned because I haven't quite known what to do with it yet. And the email is from a really old friend of mine named Melissa Bramowitz, wife of David, as some of us like to think of her occasionally. And Melissa asked me to participate in a recipe exchange. And I was like,
so she hasn't spoken to you in a while then.
No, she clearly doesn't connect with my work, and that's okay. That's okay. No shade to her or to anyone else who doesn't watch what I do for a living, and who is not in quarantine to watch the recent live streams with you to see the MK approach to nutrition. But I was like, y'all, I think we need to talk about Melissa. Somebody needs to check on her, make sure she knows like what year it is, maybe who the president is. Actually, we probably shouldn't bring that up. That wouldn't help anything. But recipes from May. I'm like, This felt like a really good time. This felt like a reason to call you. Like if ever there's been a reason to have Dahlia in the room with me, it is now, because I need some reinforcement with what I'm about to do. Welcome to the very first installment of what we think might become a regular show with Fitness Protection, where I call it Show and Tell, where I show you what's in my brain and Dahlia tells you how amazing it is.
I like that you didn't try and frame or like manipulate that at all. So
no. Well,
you want me to be totally neutral.
The thing that I respect the most about you, Dahlia, and a long list of things, is the fact that no one can manipulate what comes out of your mouth.
That's probably true. Yeah, that's probably true. I will say your kitchen is gorgeous. So it looks like, that's the trick. That solved it. I was going to say, it looks like you could do all kinds of stuff in there. You made it sound like it was super, super small.
It is. This is all of it.
Oh,
this is the entirety of my kitchen.
Oh, okay. I thought it kept going.
No.
It's really cute, though.
Thank you. We had it redone a couple of years ago, and we've been afraid to use it ever since. So now we've been considering using this area for storing clothes, but we have 4 children, and it requires actually a whole lot of food, and we don't have a lot of storage space for food. So, hashtag priorities. I don't know what else to say about that. So the setup is kind of wild. I was getting ready to go for a run, and I forgot that, we said 2 o'clock my time, so 4 o'clock your time, which is 2 o'clock my time. And I was like, you caught me just in time. I was about to go out the door thinking I had 2 hours. But we might as well do these recipes right now because I'm never going to write this down. Sometimes you've got to have the full like MK and Dahlia experience, and that cannot be translated into 2 dimensions now, can it?
And it's rare that a Southerner writes down a recipe anyway. So it's best that you just show us.
That is what I'm saying. And you tell them why it's amazing. You ready?
I'm ready.
Ready for all this? I don't know if anybody watching at home is ready. Sorry, I know it's all kinds of weird. The setup is usually, with my camera, is usually show people how to do stuff on the floor and not in my kitchen.
Well, I love that we still get to see the little shorty shorts that we hear about so much, but we don't always see.
With the elastic waistband. Woo! Because sweatpants and elastic is amazing.
I will say every time I see somebody dressed like that running, though, to me, it just looks like they must be serious. That's like showing up at the skating rink with your head to toe, like skin tight. You didn't go to the skating rink with jeans on. Like they look very legit.
Thank you. Funny enough, you know why I do it?
For safety, so that people definitely see you coming and going and running along your route.
Thank you, because you connect with my work, and that's okay. We haven't seen each other in person in a while. It's been longer since I've seen Melissa. That's why I do it. I want to be seen. This is my way of doing it, and everyone's going to notice the middle-aged woman inappropriately dressed, not wearing enough clothes, running near the interstate in the middle of the day. You will know what time it was, what song you were listening to, and what was going through your head when you saw me, and that is intentional. It's how I proved to my children that I will never go missing again. But it is what it is, and it just felt appropriate. This is what you would wear in my kitchen anyway, because you're probably not going to cook in here. Melissa, I love you, and I realized that the last time I saw you was in New York City when I was single and had a kitchen and cared Period. That's a full sentence. And I cared more than, I just had a few more to give than I do now. And I made Melissa a whole meal. I made shrimp, I think. I sauteed them the way I'd been taught in a restaurant a long time ago with butter and lemons and shallots. Shallots, when's the last time? Probably the last time I had shallots is the last time I cooked with Melissa. This is who she thinks MK is.
I haven't seen a shallot in a while. But it sounds good. It brings back good food memories.
I feel like the people who knew me then would be just confused if they were to walk in now, like, oh. It's one thing to see it on Facebook. It's another thing to experience it. Like, I am frozen. Some people are frozen in my brain where I was the last time I saw them. And I'm probably just as incorrect about theirs as Melissa is about me.
Well, it's interesting. We change everything, but I would have thought that probably a single person would cook less than mom does. But I don't know because I don't have kids. In my mind, that's the way it goes. What kid did you stop cooking? Which one?
The first one. I was too tired and I couldn't say. And then I thought I still needed to make like all these meals for my husband because I wasn't working and I had all this time to fill and I wasn't really sure what to do with it. Well, because I couldn't work. He travels and I have an infant and childcare is expensive and it was a lot. So all that just to say that like it just sort of like slowly dwindled from me caring to me like preparing to me assembling with minimal assembly. And it's just been a long, slow, because there for a while, no one knew what celiac was when I was diagnosed. So when I would go to dinner parties or parties at friends' houses, I would always like try to take control of the kitchen if I could, just to make sure I didn't get poisoned. Because when you try to explain like I have an allergy, people are like, oh, so you're on the Atkins diet. Like, nope. So, I'm not. This has nothing to do with. Never mind. Back then, no one could imagine being on a diet for anything other than weight loss, and we didn't really have another word for it. Now, I'm just trying to make sure that I eat in a day and maybe wash a body part, just one. Because a bath or a shower would be a luxury. I'm like, today it's going to be this armpit, maybe. Because I sleep on
the list, and you just like break it out over the course of a week. Well, it's good that you have a plan. That's good. That's good. I don't have any criticism.
You're the one who said like plans what hold everything together.
Yeah. And they should bring your stress down, not make things worse. So one of these recipes you mentioned before the Tiger King airing or watch party. But I didn't have the nerve actually to go out and get the ingredients because honestly, I haven't left the house in so long. So I didn't want to go get it. And I'd never had one of the ingredients before. And I thought, what if I get it and I never have another use for it? So I'm looking forward to seeing that demoed.
When I bring that, I know what you're talking about. When I bring that reference, I will give you 5 other uses and tell you which one I use it for the most. Okay, great. Hopefully it blows your mind.
I'm ready.
All right, first place we got to start. Recipe number 1 for Melissa. Breakfast. This is what breakfast genuinely looks like in the Fleming household just for me. Everybody else eats out of bowls or troughs. I just kind of like throw food at the table. I'm like, go, get around me. It's over there. But for me, I don't have time to think. I don't have time to cook. Jimmy Dean Delights. It's right here is an omelet. It's an omelet, 14 grams of protein in it. It's like a tabula rasa to get fancy for you. It's a blank slate. I can put anything I want on it. Usually I'm like, oh, breakfast, I need vegetables because I don't know if this will happen again today. That's how I have to think. I have to think if this is my last meal for 6 hours, I'm gonna put vegetables on it. That's where the pico comes in. Yay, fresh made from Safeway, because I can't have knives out on counters because the baby can reach them now and she's sneaky. She will come in behind me quietly, take things and walk away, and I can't afford for that to be a knife. So as I try to protect my children, that requires me to outsource things like, dicing tomatoes. Very basic. But the beauty of these is I can add, they're always good. They're ready in 2 minutes. I can add whatever I want to them, and they never really disappoint.
Well, I like that you elevated it with the raw veggies, though. And you don't have to cut your own. Technically you outsource the chopping, but it still is fresh. So I approve.
It was fresh a week ago, to be clear.
Well,
It's fine. I can't smell it.
Okay.
There's no little dots on it. It's fine, right?
Well, yes, probably, maybe. It probably also had a recommended range on it, right? I mean, you're not going to let it sit for 3 more days or anything.
No. I
Okay.
might get hungry enough at some point that I just sit down and eat that whole thing with a spoon.
Oh, good.
Because I don't have a clean dish around.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. See, we can't put that into an email in a recipe. It just doesn't work. Plus, I don't think anybody would believe it.
Well, and the good thing, though, is you're not wasting your produce. And 2, who said that couldn't be a snack? A snack is anything you have a taste for. And it's rich in vitamin C. It's just, that's a super healthy option. It's not glamorous or anything to write home about, but it's fine.
Julia,
that's like my answer to everything right now is it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, things are rough. It's fine.
So what? So what? The 2 most powerful words a person can say, and I know you've heard me say this, Melissa. So what? That looks terrible. So what? It works. I don't know. I don't feed this to my children. The way I feed them is slightly better, but I don't cut things either. Yay! Meal number 1. That is breakfast. Ready in about exactly 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Ready for number 2?
Yes.
Perfect snack. And by snack, I mean, I had the omelet, but didn't have time to put the pico on it because kids were on my leg and yelling, and there was something about homework in the other room. So I poured the pico into my mouth or hovered in as I walked between the kitchen and the room where they do their homework, which is like 3 steps over there. And then I realized, oh my God, somehow it's 3:00. I missed lunch. Dinner is in an hour and a half or 2.5 hours. So what do? This is where the snack becomes critical. Again, can't put this in an email. You want to get a cereal bowl because we are going to fill it with something that takes up a whole lot of space, and any ultra runner will tell you this is what you need to have. It's a perfect blend of starches and salt to get you through the next couple of hours, 2.5 to be exact, before you get to dinner. Fat as well. It'll make you feel full as long as you don't go crazy, and I do go crazy on that. Potato chips, plus I feel like a grown-up when I eat it out of the bowl. And also,
yeah, that elevates it. That makes it a little more legit.
We're not done. When I have an extra minute or 2, I get real fancy. And by real fancy, I mean I get the nice blue cheese.
It comes in a squeeze bottle?
From the refrigerator aisle.
I've never seen that.
You go to cold storage to get it. This is not the blue cheese that we would give guests if we ever had guests.
Right. Okay.
Wouldn't do it.
Maybe that's why I haven't seen it. Okay.
Yeah. And finally, because you want to put spices on things. Well, I mean, I know not all people do, but the problem with spices, again, the small children, is that inevitably, if I were to start cutting them up or pouring them out of a container, they would be on my hands, and then somebody would need me to get something out of their nose. That happens a lot, or out of their eyes, or I would have to wipe a bottom. And all 3 of things you do not want to do with spice on your hand, because then you have just ruined your night. Ask me how I know.
Oh, no.
Multiple times. That is when I gave up on spices, got rid of my spice rack, and started putting everything in sauce form in bottles. That happened 2 children ago. Okay. This is my current favorite. It is, this is fancy. This is something this is the only thing I'm going to show you that Melissa might actually look for, buy, and use, and I doubt it. It's black truffle infused hot sauce. It's amazing. And this one is actually pretty spicy. Not like super, I think it's interesting. My husband's like, ah, and like cries, and it's like, don't put that near me. It burns my eyes. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm going to wash the other armpit tonight, husband. Don't worry about it. You're going to be fine. But that is that combination, all 3 together in this bowl, is a really good snack. I call them black and blue chips.
Do you pour the chips go on the bottom, then you combine?
Just like that. That's how I shake it in.
Okay.
And then a second layer of chips and a second layer of shake.
Aha. Okay.
Can't measure it, so couldn't write it down to go in an email. I would never get the portions right. I think you say it to taste, right?
Yes. Truff and blue cheese in a squeeze bottle to taste.
Yep. It's the only way to go.
I'm on board so far. I'm on board. I guess as long as you don't try and eat all these things at once. I'm picturing you putting your feet up to watch Tiger King, with all of these, like as a spread. But that's not how you eat them, right? These are one is a snack, one is a breakfast. These are 3 separate things. They don't happen in the same time frame. Okay.
Correct. I almost never get to eat that as much food as I'm showing you right now. I never get to have at the same time. It just doesn't work out that way. But I know there's this whole idea of like it's super psychologically for children to have a sit down meal with their parents. And I'm like, when do parents get to sit down? Mom, can I have? Mom, can I have? Mom, can I have? Mom, is there more? Mom, can I have? Mom, can I have? And I'm up and down, up and down, up and down. So that was another reason I quit cooking, because I'm like, that's just more stuff. I don't get to enjoy it when I cook, because it's mom, can I have? And I have to go get. And plus, if it didn't come out of one of the boxes, they don't trust it because they don't know what it is, because they know, well, mom, you didn't really spend a lot of time cooking that. I'm like, well, yeah, you all distracted me hanging on my legs. What you expect? They don't own their own responsibility. And how could they? They're little. That's fine. But why bother then? I don't. Squeeze bottles work just fine right now. I think Melissa has 2 kids last time I checked. So I don't know if she's gotten to this stage of parenthood yet. Her husband also doesn't travel for work. So she has not been in the unenviable position of trying to feed 4 humans and figure out
and being the only adult.
Do this yourself. Yeah. Totally.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It really is.
Yeah.
But which is why what I'm about to show you comes in play. This is what I have at the end of the day when my feet are up, because I cannot actually eat anything when I watch Tiger King. That show makes my stomach turn a little bit. It's kind of like that guy you dated in high school. You kept going back. You didn't know why. Like there's just something.
Yeah, I even heard there was a bonus episode. I saw you posted there was a bonus episode. Where? I didn't see this anywhere.
It's episode 8 on Netflix called The Tiger King and I.
Okay. Good to know. So let's see this drink so I know what I need to be drinking while I'm watching that bonus.
Because I love Melissa. She would probably not watch Tiger King, and she will probably not drink this either, but she's smiling politely saying, like, thank you very much for thanking me. And thank you so much for not writing any of this down, because I'm never going to do it. I can't say that I blame her. So this is a drink that I like to serve people in the fancy glasses.
In the mason jars?
Mm-hmm.
But the good mason jars.
Yeah, shoot.
Yeah, the good ones.
The good ones is what I use at home myself. I don't serve those to the guests. They don't know the difference. How in the world all the stuff we grew up with become rich? Hipsters are like, oh, I would love it. They pay.
It's very strange.
Out of the cheap, crappy ball jars that you would not like. I wouldn't poop in it, much less.
Right. It's very strange. And then you're taking away from the recycled and the reused aspect, which was the cool part.
Right.
Going out, buying them new. It doesn't make any sense.
No, I love that you need that too, because these are the little details nobody knows. They have these in their house and they're so proud. Oh, you know what a mason jar is? And I'm like, you don't. You own it, but you don't. All right.
Yeah.
And no one ever knows if they don't get the good glasses. They're just like, oh, so cute.
They are precious though. There's something about them. They're very charming. So what goes into this fancy drink?
And this drink goes gangbusters. When I serve it to guests, first ice, and then I mix this separately and pour it in. And it starts with tea, because I know I'm not proud of this.
Wait a minute.
I'm gonna be honest. I know.
That's where you were supposed to draw the line. Is there powder in there?
They don't know the difference. Have you met my guests? I live in Denver.
I know, but that's not right.
I know.
That's the only thing that gives me pause is that type of sweet tea. I've never tried it. Maybe it's okay. I don't know.
I feel you. I sympathize and I understand. The tea that I make for me is brewed with about like a whole packet of Lipton. Like by packet, I mean that whole dang box dumped into a vat that is boiled on the stove.
Right.
And then
but this compares to that, or in the drink you can't tell the difference.
I think the two together are too sweet. I gotta cut it with liquor.
Gotcha.
That's where the Fireball whiskey comes in for the fire and iced tea. When I'm making it for myself, this next thing that I'm about to add adds enough sweetness. I put it in while the tea is steeping. For everybody else, that just mix it all cold. You got to put it in together so the good stuff doesn't stick to the bottom. Everybody always puts it in and then tries to stir, and I'm like, oh no, that is not how it works. Plus, the chemical reaction doesn't happen, and sugar does not dissolve in cold water. What are you doing? You make it and then you cool it off. Oh my Lord, let me take over. This is basic, y'all. You can make fun of the fact that we didn't have AP classes, but none of y'all know chemistry either. It's amazing. Because the final ingredient And this is my favorite part too, because people are like, "Oh, this is such an interesting flavor. Where does this come from?" And I'm like, "It's Tang, y'all, Tang." Whee!
Never tried it. Never tried it. So you just drink. That's something you can drink plain if you're like going on a trip, a space trip, or if you are hanging out in the South, being broke. Like this is for these two groups of people. Either you're going into space.
This is what you drank in the South when you were too poor to afford orange juice. And it's still a favorite today. It's amazing. Oh my gosh. It's delicious and it's really good. And I'm
going to try it. I'm just assuming it doesn't have as much sugar as like orange drink, because how come I never saw my cousins drinking it? Oh, it has more, you think?
That's why I can't combine it with powdered iced tea, which is half sugar. This is like 60% sugar. It's good. And a little bit of like orange flavoring and some color in it.
Oh.
You drink it as much as I do, you will turn this color orange. So try not to do that. But
well, then is it almost like a health food? It's got a big citrusy looking thing on the front.
Yes, I like to think of it as a health food because it has a picture of an orange on it. And that is really all that matters, right? Is marketing.
Is that the only orange in it, though? Is that the only real orange?
Oh, it says it has real natural orange flavor.
Oh, okay.
That's wrong. Ascorbic acid is what I'd be looking for, right?
I would want it to say something about the juice itself. So basically, it really is orange flavored, is what they're saying. Don't worry, it really is orange flavored.
I don't see the word juice on here. I see sugar, fructose, citric acid, which provides tartness, contains less than 2% of natural flavor, ascorbic acid, vitamin C, natural flavor. Is that the juice?
Well, if it's good enough for the astronauts, why wouldn't it be good enough for the rest of us?
It's good enough for the astronauts. You should absolutely add that into your rotation. The other good thing I like to do with it, my favorite use for it, I like to take a scoop of it and put it in my hot chocolate, and it makes it a Mocha Valencia.
Oh, yeah.
That drink Starbucks don't make no more. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you said there was 5 ways to use Tang? Really?
There's so many ways to use Tang.
So are they all basically drink recipes, or can this go in like cake or other stuff? What's the other ways?
I have sprinkled it on top of cake that didn't taste good in order to not offend the person who made the frosting, and it helped. You put that on badly made vanilla or buttercream icing, and automatically it'll taste like a creamsicle.
Oh, I do like the creamsicle idea. I wonder if you could put this in a smoothie, like a banana and orange smoothie, and make
an orange Julius with a little milk.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I put it on ice cream, just straight up on ice cream. I've cut it in coffee, and I put it in milkshakes. But the milkshakes that I've made, I've also added liquor to them.
Now, what did it do to the coffee?
With the coffee, I put that with some of the powdered cocoa flavoring in it too, and that makes the Mocha Valencia from Starbucks.
Oh, okay. Well, that's actually these recipes at the end, I've got to say, they actually sound kind of advanced. Like you've tapped into secret Tang technology, and you're just blowing everybody's mind right now with these hacks.
Well, that's because you brought in the big astronaut energy. I forgot Tang was originally designed for the astronauts, as they learned at space camp. It is freeze dried and sent up to them. Like they had to. That is where it came from. How it was developed. So yes, it's good enough for the astronauts, and for NASA, it is good enough for your gut.
There you go. That's the only context I've ever heard of it in until now. Well, until the other day when you said this would be a good recipe for the watch party, and I was like, would it? I honestly wasn't sure they still sold it. I'm like, once they slowed down on those trips to space and everything, I figured maybe the need for Tang had also, faded. I didn't know all of its other uses.
If there's a global pandemic, the need for Tang is never going to decrease. Buy stock.
That's a good idea. Now is the time, everybody. You heard it here first. What else do you want to leave Melissa with? I'm sure she's right now, she's got so many good recipe ideas to work with.
I'm sure her head is just churning at the moment. Probably wishing she didn't speak English and wondering why she said this to me in the first place.
I really like the idea of being able to adapt, like just be adaptable. Your life before kids was great. Your life with kids is great. With cooking, it was great. Without cooking, it's great. Like everything's fine.
Someday I might once more wear pants that fasten with like, a zipper and a hook or something, or maybe a button. I haven't worn jeans in 7 years. And I mean, they're just not comfortable anymore. Your body changes after a baby. The things I do differently now suit my lifestyle today, but I'm no less MK than I was 15 years ago. I just hide my accent a little bit less because I just don't care. I don't.
Good for you. Oh, you should be proud of your. Actually, no, I'm not going to say that because I was going the way just
as a white woman, I'm not really allowed to say I'm so proud of my Southern accent.
I was just about to say you should be proud of your Southern heritage, and I was like, that sounds funny. So
brainwashed.
Facts. So yeah, scratch that. Maybe you should just be proud of who you are.
I'm very
proud. That sounds
of
more neutral. Yeah.
As long as I got friends like you and Melissa who still send me emails and talk to me in the middle of the afternoon when I say, I think I want to do something that could be fun. And you say, yeah. I mean, that is the very definition of winning at life. And I got everything in the world to be proud of.
I love
Starting
that.
with you, Dahlia, and you too, Melissa. Gosh. Have a great day, everyone. Melissa, I know, again, that was not what you were looking for whatsoever, but I hope it was worth your time, and I do actually miss you. I wouldn't have done this otherwise. I ignore most of the other emails I get.
Bye, Melissa.
Bye, Melissa. Bye, David. Kiss the kids for me. Oh, that was funny.